Hello again, everybody, and welcome. Today is February 7th, 2026, and here I go again. So you're probably wondering why I am standing outside of Contractors Warehouse in Ventura. Well, I am here because Contractors Warehouse used to be Grossman's back in the day, and it was a hardware store, and they had a gardening department here. And this is where a man named Daniel Gallardo worked. You might know him as Tiki Diablo. And he's from Santa Barbara, huge guy in the Tiki community. He was managing the garden center here when it was Grossman's, and he just passed away on the 5th, so 2 days ago. Not an old guy, born in 71, born very close to me. But he's from Santa Barbara, used to work here in my town here in Ventura. Way back when, before this was Contractors Warehouse, and they had a garden center here. Kind of like competition to Green Thumb or Home Depot. They don't have a garden center here anymore. But I just wanted to give a little tribute to, dedicate this one to Danny. He was a good guy, talented guy. And he was friends with a lot of people in the Tiki community. Everybody knew him. He made mugs, he made tikis, he built tiki bars. And some of you who don't even know who he is might remember a TV show called Blue Collar Backers. I think it was on Discovery. And they turned an old Jiffy Lube that they had put a coffee shop in. And if you know Jiffy Lube, they have those holes in the floor. This was in Phoenix, Arizona. And Danny did a build over there for a tiki bar down below in the underground part of Jiffy Lube, the old Jiffy Lube store that had been turned into a coffee store on the top part. And it's called Undertow. It's still there. They've moved across the parking lot. They've come above ground. Still a great place. But like I said, even people who didn't know Danny personally or Tiki Diablo, they would know him if they watched that show. Or if you ever bought at Home Depot those Tiki statues and the Tiki bar that they sold. I think they sold it like one summer. I don't know if they came back another summer and done it. I think I would know if they did. Those were his designs. They made those and sold them at all of their stores. Well, those were his. And I'm actually very, very sad I didn't get any of that stuff. That happened to be in a time when I worked in sales at Land Rover, and for some reason or whatever, for 2 months, not 2 months, for 2 pay periods in a row, a whole month, just because of, health insurance coming out of your paycheck. And there was a big change in the profit in the cars at that point. 2 paychecks in a row, I had to pay the dealership to work there. Not a huge deal. It's never happened to me before any other place I've ever worked, but it happened here. And that was when Danny's stuff was out, and it went very quickly. It was super popular. So I couldn't justify spending money on that when I was not getting paid, not only not getting paid, but when I was paying to work for a whole month. But yeah, I wanted to say, rest in peace, brother. It's a shock, man. Guy was born in 71. And I had just finished up shooting my video yesterday at Arroyo Verde Park, and I was going home to take a shower to get ready to go out to dinner. And when I got out of the shower and I started seeing messages on my phone, and I was just shocked. I mean, we lost Bob and Leroy recently from Oceanic Arts, and still very sad, but those guys were nowhere near his age. I mean, they lived full lives, and Danny was, I mean, I'm 56 and Danny's about 2 years behind me. Almost 2 years behind me. So he's like 54 years old. That's crazy. That's nuts. So I figured I would come back just because it's close. I mean, I know I could go to Ventiki. He did some carving down there. I could go to Ventiki and do a video, but this was close and I needed to get some stuff at the hardware store. Anyway, funny enough, I needed to get a saw blade to do some pruning at home. And look at the name. Look at the name on the blade. Completely random, Diablo. And that's what he went by, was Tiki Diablo. I don't have a lot of pictures. I don't have a lot of pictures of Danny. I have one from my buddy Johan, Joe Van Hagen, he goes by. Best photographer I have ever seen. And I'm going to use that picture in this. I hope you don't mind, Joe, that I'm using your photograph in my tribute video to Danny. But the last thing that I remember was we had a little back and forth online that wasn't good. And that happens sometimes. I mean, no hard feelings. And in fact, we spoke on the phone. And I know we left things good at that point. And it was a good catch up, good time. Sat in the car talking to him and found out some inside baseball on the Tiki community. All that stuff I'm going to keep to myself because it doesn't matter, especially now. But yeah, I don't like seeing young people, talented people, going away like this, you know. So it's kind of sad, and it's a tough one, especially, like I said, being so close to my age. All right. Well, I was supposed to be on a photo shoot today for a friend's app. We're doing some pictures at a restaurant that's owned by the same person who owns Ventiki, but that didn't happen today. I guess they're really busy, and we'll get that done. We'll get that done at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to come down here. Thought it would be a fitting place to do a tribute for Tiki Diablo, and that's that. Hey, probably going to be a short video today, but thank you for joining me. I hope you appreciated this. And if you knew Danny, well, then I know it hurts. I know it's a shock. It's a tough time, and he will be missed. All right, that's it for today. Coming from the old site of Grossman's where Danny worked, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, take care.